Welcome and thanks for joining me right here on my channel. The solution is you. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in to the channel. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let me get into today's subject. Now, the topic of today, are you the captain of your ship? Now, first of all, I hope each of you are having a wonderful new year. How many of you are getting enough sleep? We're always told that enough sleep is basically 7 to 8 hours a day. And I know me, I go to sleep anywhere. I stay occupied. I'm always worn each day. I find so many things to do. I'm always looking for what's happening the next day. I'm either reading or watching some type of information. I'm always taking in something that's going to be beneficial. And the good thing about the new year is that not only is it a time to look forward to meeting goals, but also to have a great time. So let's say on New Year's Eve, you have a big game coming up and you've taken about 2 weeks prior to plan so you have a thorough understanding of how the day will go on New Year's Eve. You have a big game, so you have planned all of the party items that you're going to get. So you have burgers and fries, maybe some chips, you have the drinks, you have everything that you need to get this game going. And this is a game that you've been discussing maybe with your family or your friends, or even say if you're a female, maybe this is a big show that is nationwide or something, and everyone is going to tune in to the show. So you have friends and things that you're going to be communicating with while the show is on. Maybe you're going to call them up on the phone. Y'all going to discuss the show together. And about 30 minutes prior to the game or the show, you're going to take you about a 10-minute nap. So, you need that power nap. So once the game or the show comes on, you're fully aware of what's going on so you can be engaged with your friends. So 30 minutes prior to this show or game, you're going to take you about a 10-minute nap. So you take your nap and you wake up and 4 or 5 hours done went by. So you jump up, you're looking at the clock, you're looking at the TV, you look back at the clock, and you done missed the whole game or the show has went off and now the news is on or something like that. How many of y'all been in that situation? You done did all this planning. Maybe you went out and purchased some items and you have the TV turned on waiting on the game and you missed the entire game. Man, that done happened to me a couple of times, even on New Year's. So you're trying to ring in the new year. You got everything set up, everything's perfect. The whole day you just been anticipating how things were gonna play out. So you go and take a shower, laying across the bed, and the next thing you know, you wake up, it's 4 in the morning. Now this may be due to you not honoring that 7 to 8 hour sleep rule. Now, as I mentioned, the topic of today, are you the captain of your ship? Now, let's take a look at a captain. So a captain is a person who holds rank, an officer. And the thing that I admire about a captain is not only is he an individual that is capable of giving good direction and instruction, but also a person who has integrity, who puts service before self, a person who is selfless, an individual who will go out of his or her way to get things done. This is likely a person who thinks outside of the box, a person who listens and does his or her research, There's a lot of things to like about a captain. And just like a captain can give good instruction and direction, a captain also knows when it's time to jump in and take over operations and get hands on. And so, as we compare this to a relationship, which is very important these days, because a lot of things that gets us caught up or can progress us is the type of relationships that we are involved in. And this all begins with self. This all begins with understanding who you are and what you want out of life. And so each of us are leaders by nature, and we all have the ability to give good direction and guidance. And as it relates to our relationships, for every great man, there's a good woman who's willing to stand behind you to ensure that you are successful. So it's very important that whatever we do with purpose, and we make sure that we are not just floating through life. Whichever way the wind blows us, that's the way that we take, that we are intentional about our decision making, and most of all, that you understand what you want out of life. And this has everything to do with your purpose, understanding your purpose. So, for the men out there are some really great women who have themselves together, who can provide some good support, who will have your back in situations, who has a lot of experience and knowledge and can be an asset to you. But there are some things that we have to do on our part, which is have our understanding together as far as what we want to do in life, have a general understanding of how the opposite sex operates and the things that they require from a great man. Stop focusing so much on the negative aspect that is pushed by propaganda, but pushing more towards positivity and the success of our culture. This world couldn't operate unless the majority of the people within it are capable of doing the right thing. And it's up to us individually to make change. Whenever you are sitting around waiting on someone else to do something, that's not advocating for true change. That's waiting on somebody else to come through. And what if they never come through? Nothing ever changes. So change starts with self. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.